The incompetent colleague, the manipulative relative, do you let them ruin your day? We have all felt it, that slow burn of frustration that begins in the chest and climbs into the throat. A co-worker takes credit for your work in a meeting, and you are left silenced by disbelief. A family member with a surgeon's precision finds the exact passive-aggressive comment to undermine your confidence. A stranger is needlessly rude, and you feel your composure begin to crack. In these moments, our peace is stolen. Our focus is shattered. We replay the incident. We craft the perfect retort we should have said, and we allow the poison of another person's behavior to seep into our own mind. We grant them a profound power, the power to dictate our internal state. But what if this entire framework is wrong? What if these people are not obstacles to our peace, but opportunities for our growth? What if the most difficult people in our lives are, in fact, the most important tools we have for forging an unshakable character? This was the perspective of a man who dealt with more difficult people than most of us could imagine. A Roman emperor who faced political intrigue, betrayal, and the crushing weight of an empire. His name was Marcus Aurelius. And every morning, before facing the sycophants, the liars, and the endlessly demanding citizens of Rome, he performed a short, powerful meditation, a preemptive strike against the frustrations of the day. He began his day by reminding himself of the people he was certain to meet. In his private journal, which we now know as Meditations, he wrote a prescription for his own soul, and today we will unpack its timeless wisdom. Let us begin with the first scenario. The family gathering. You are there, trying to connect, and a particular relative begins their familiar pattern of subtle digs and backhanded compliments. It feels personal, targeted, and designed to make you feel small. The instinct is to become defensive, to withdraw, or to retaliate in kind. But here we introduce our first principle. They are your kin. This is not a call for sentimentality. It is a call for a radical shift in perspective. You must zoom out, far above the dinner table, far above the city, until you see the entire teeming landscape of humanity. From this height, you see that we are all made of the same fundamental substance. We share the same fears, the same hopes, the same inherent fragility. The person who vexes you is not an alien species. They are a fellow traveler, stumbling through their own life with their own set of flawed maps. Marcus Aurelius anchored this view in his authority as a student of the cosmos. In Book 2, verse 1, he wrote, "I have seen the nature of the good that is beautiful, and of the bad that is ugly, and the nature of the wrongdoer himself, that he is my brother, not of the same blood or seed, but sharing in the same mind, a portion of the divine." The takeaway is this: perceive the difficult person not as an adversary, but as a distant and misguided relative. They are part of your human family. This does not excuse their behavior, but it reframes your relationship to it. You do not wage war against your own kin. You may, at best, feel a sense of pity for their flawed approach to life. This perspective disarms your anger before it can even take root. Now consider the second scenario, the colleague who, with a confident smile, presents your idea as their own. The injustice is sharp, immediate. It feels like a deliberate act of theft, of malice. Your mind screams, "They did this to me." Your ego is wounded and your sense of fairness is violated. Here we must apply the second and perhaps most challenging principle. They act from ignorance, not malice. What you perceive as a personal attack is, in their world, a desperate act of survival or advancement. They are not acting out of a desire to harm you. They are acting out of a profound misunderstanding of what is truly valuable. They believe that external validation, credit, and status are the highest goods. They are ignorant of the fact that the only true good lies in a virtuous character, in honesty, and in justice. Their actions are not a sign of their strength, but of their inner poverty. Marcus Aurelius solidified this for himself every morning, writing that these people are the way they are, because they cannot tell good from evil. He did not see them as evil themselves. He saw them as blind. You do not hate a blind man for stumbling into you. The takeaway is profound. You are not the victim of their malice. You are a witness to their ignorance. This shift from seeing intent to seeing ignorance allows you to replace anger with something closer to compassion. They are chasing phantoms, believing that stealing your light will somehow brighten their own world. It will not. And in understanding that, you are freed from the burden of personal injury. If this reframing of intent is proving useful, take a moment this week to simply observe, not just react. When someone acts in a way that frustrates you, ask yourself, what ignorance, what flawed belief might be driving this behavior? The results of this quiet observation may surprise you. Finally, let us turn to the third scenario. The unhelpful customer service agent on the phone. Their tone is dismissive. Their answers are clipped. You feel your blood pressure rising. You feel disrespected, unheard. The entire interaction is souring your mood, threatening to cast a shadow over the rest of your day. This is where the final rampart of your inner fortress must be built. The third principle is the most crucial. Their actions cannot harm your character. Another person can be rude, they can be unjust, they can lie, they can obstruct you, but they cannot, under any circumstances, force you to be undignified in return. They cannot make you angry. They cannot make you bitter. They cannot make you cruel. Only you can choose to allow those things into your mind. The anger you feel is not injected into you by them. It is a response you have generated yourself. Their rudeness is their failing. Responding with anger is yours. Marcus anchors this in the ultimate authority of the self. He concludes his morning meditation by stating that none of these people can injure me, for none of them can involve me in dishonor, nor can I be angry with my brother or hate him. This is the final, unassailable takeaway. The only true harm that can ever befall you is the damage you allow to your own character. Every insult, every inconvenience, every act of injustice is an invitation to abandon your own principles, to become angry, to become petty, to become just like them. To refuse that invitation is the ultimate victory. Their behavior is merely a test of your resolve. Will you hold fast to your own virtues, or will you let their ignorance corrupt you? The choice is, and always will be, yours alone. So the next time you face the difficult person, remember, they are your kin, acting from ignorance, and they hold no power to harm your inner self. They are not a roadblock. They are a whetstone. They are an opportunity sent by the universe to practice patience, to practice compassion, to practice self-control. They are an opportunity to be the person you claim you want to be. Which difficult person can you reframe as an opportunity for virtue this week? Share your thoughts in the comments below. If you found value in this reflection, subscribe to this channel for more explorations into timeless wisdom for modern life. And now, continue your journey by selecting one of the videos on your screen.